You got your, whatever those were.
These are Marchands.
The Marchands, okay. This is Old Cam.
And this is not a spring chicken today. We're going to be talking about, something we have been waiting for a very long time, just like many of you, and that is?
Pirates of the Caribbean on Strange Tides.
On Stranger Tides?
On Stranger Tides. Well, I got these things. I cannot see them. I mean, these are 3D. These are my Gunnar 3D glasses.
And these, we actually have several 3D glasses today. These are by Marchon, M-A-R-C-H-O-N 3D. And actually, you're going to be able to buy 3D glasses from its kiosk in the theaters.
Yeah, and now that since we went to the SID show the other day in Los Angeles, the people from LG saying that they're ending the format wars. You got to wear passive glasses, which means these glasses in the theaters will all be cheaper than what they currently are. So I think they're $30 some for them there.
Yeah, I think they were priced. I think the Target was around $35. And then I have some other ones. These are by Calvin Klein. These are 3D glasses also. And actually, Marchand makes these too.
Marchand makes those too, yeah.
But they're 3D glasses that are 3D that are also sunglasses.
Yeah, that makes a big difference there. So.
But the big movie, of course, as you said, Pirates of the Caribbean. We went to go ahead and take a look at it in IMAX 3D.
Yeah, and we're going to be seeing it next in regular 3D. We wanted to contrast. We're going to contrast the two movies, but today we're going to be basically doing a review of the movie itself, which is it's from Walt Disney Pictures and Jerry Bruckheimer Films, from Pirates of the Caribbean on Stranger Tides.
And it's the fourth in. Actually, is this the most successful series?
Yeah, it's the most successful short series ever done.
Yeah.
They've made close to $3 billion. Actually, they're over $3 billion with the debut of this one, folks. They said, I'm going to tell you, basically they said they were hoping for $120 million on the opening. They look like they're going to hit 90 to 100 million because, as one of the people said, contrary to what we're being told, the economy is not as good as what we're being told. And people are simply not spending the money on entertainment. But,
well, as it is, I mean, part of it is we saw it in IMAX 3D, which is nice because you have the great big comfortable seats, and you reclined, and
And we did overspend to see it in IMAX. That is the problem. IMAX is a great big. Now, basically, you're going like this to see the movie because movies are shot in in a format like this. Particularly, they're shot from 35 millimeter 70. Most big pictures, the important pictures, are shot in 70 because you can easily transport it over to an IMAX situation. But this is filmed, directed by Rob Marshall, and it did capture the fun excitement that ignited the hit franchise, except this time in 3D.
One of the big things that you'll see is Johnny Depp, of course. Oh, two people are missing. Actually, Orlando Bloom
and Keira Knightley, because they basically did. They didn't want to get involved in anything like this again, so they passed up $20 million a piece to do it. So
I think they should have done it. But I have to tell you, Penelope Cruz, from the time she came onto the screen, admittedly, I'm not a huge Penelope Cruz fan, but she worked very, very well. The chemistry between her and Johnny Depp.
Yeah, but it doesn't look like that she will break if she does something, no.
Oh, that's true.
She's a little bit heftier than she's more athletic and heftier. While Keira Knightley did do sword fighting, she basically is doing kicking butt at the same time because she's a bigger, heavier woman.
And Penelope is really not that big.
I know. She's not a delicate creature, but
she doesn't
like I said, what you got though is Johnny Depp back as Captain Jack. You got Godfrey Rush as Barbarossa, and Kevin R. McNally as Captain Jack's longtime companion Gibbs. We got, and they have Ian McShane and Penelope Cruz plus Sam Calfin as the missionary Philip Swift, and the French actress Andrea Bridges Frisbee.
Astrid?
Astrid, which basically we do have a problem with some of the information that is available on her. So.
Well, yeah, because we've been following them, of course, through the premiere here in Los Angeles and through the premiere at Cannes, and then we just saw this version right here at the IMAX. And actually, I think they said that she's 14 years old.
Yeah, it said that she was 14. I got the material from Cannes that says she's 14. And she looks like a little girl. I mean, when they take the pictures of her with the makeup on at the photo call we were invited to in Cannes, she looks like a little girl.
Yeah.
Not somebody that's in her late 20s.
Yeah, so if you look at the IMDb page, she does appear older.
Yeah, she appears older. You know, they got her listed as older than the guy that she's supposedly, you know, making Google eyes with in the movie. Here's the problem with trying to, actually, we can review the movie, because completely review the movie, because the movie has already been out.
The movie's been out already.
So we can tell you that it's basically, a lot of what you see in the beginning has nothing to do with what at the end of the pictures.
What do you mean?
No, remember, there's different, okay, Barbarossa has an ulterior motive for doing everything he's doing in the movie.
Well, you always have to get that extra twist.
Yeah, and it basically, and they said, if you want historical accuracy, there's nothing involved in this movie with historical accuracy. They sort of take a little bit from here and a little bit from there.
But, you know, this is not known to be, this is not a non-fiction movie, this is entertainment.
This is entertainment.
Yeah,
But
just
they
remember,
really-
this is entertainment.
But they mixed all kinds of people from different generations together, you know, and they missed a minor little detail.
What's that?
Okay, the father of Johnny Depp is played by Keith Richards. He's Captain Teak.
Yeah.
Does anybody know the name of Blackbeard the pirate?
Oh, was it Captain Teak?
Yeah.
Oh.
Minor little problem there. Blackbeard was his father, and now Blackbeard is no longer his father.
And it's Penelope
It's
Cruz's
father.
father.
Yeah. You know,
So
that-
see, part of it is you really don't know if it's the father or not the father. Because what is, remember Johnny Depp in one of the early ones, he said, you know, the one thing about a pirate is, the problem with people that tell you the truth is you never know.
whether you can trust them or whether, but I
What
like
is it? You never know whether you trust them or not because they might just screw up, you know, or one of those things.
Yeah, but they got a great line.
But hers-
In other words, you told me a lie that was actually the truth. And he said, I think I'm going to use that. So, I told you a lie that was actually the truth. Well, now you get the people telling you the
You know,
truth.
part of it is if somebody were to do this, if you pay attention to the movie, if you just deliver the lines, it doesn't come across the same. It's comedic timing
Yeah,
also that's so important in this.
yeah.
Yeah.
Basically,
There is a fountain of
it's
youth.
a fountain of youth, Ponce
And a rainforest.
And a rainforest, and basically, okay, if you, and we got mermaids.
You know, I have to tell you, this is mermaids, mystical, but this is probably the most disturbing scene I've ever seen with mermaids.
I've never seen mermaids that were vampires before.
I've never seen an evil mermaid. She's always the singing, sweet.
No, they seduce pirates, but if they seduce pirates so that they can have their way with them, not so that they can eat them. But, no, but, okay, what we're going to talk about too is that there's, I read through the material on the movie. The movie, I mean, it's really just great sound system, great music. Well, Hans Zimmer wrote the music.
Of course, it's
He'll
always.
probably get himself an Oscar nomination for this music, but the problem is that as far as I can tell, none of the people involved in this movie other than Bruckheimer have ever even seen a 3D movie.
Oh, well, yeah, no.
Bruckheimer has made several, but
He was still the director.
no, Bruckheimer was the producer.
Oh, excuse me, producer.
Marshall was Rob
Rob
Marshall
Marshall,
was the
that's
director. And the guy that basically, the director of cinematography was a man that works a lot with Johnny Depp, but he didn't work on
Tim
Alice.
Burton. Oh, he didn't work on Alice?
He didn't. He wasn't a cinematographer on Alice. He was a cinematographer on Edward Scissorhands, Sweeney Todd, other things that they've done with Burton, but not Alice.
So part of it is, yes, you can watch it in 3D. Part of it is we saw, the first one we saw in IMAX 3D, and we became so immersed in it, I kind of forget that you're watching a 3D movie.
Yeah.
Because part of it is you are like feeling like you're in the screen.
And they've got, IMAX has brand new glasses, which are considerably more comfortable than, because they're actually giving you glasses for the size of you.
And these are new glasses since we saw Tron.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the glasses were very uncomfortable to wear at Tron. These were basically, had them in multiple, large, medium, and small. She's got large so she could put them over her glasses, which made it more comfortable. But the problem is we tell people, why do we basically we move around when we stand in one area on the 3D camera? There's a reason for that, because 3D is like this, it's coming at you and going away. When you're going like that, like,
Well, it doesn't work as well when you're swish panning the
no,
camera.
switch pan does not work because we're and basically every time it goes, it would give you that wow look, which is what you don't want to have happen. And it looks like The 3D, okay, what happened too is that they got, a lot of what it looks like, 3D is mostly depth of field, and what they had was a zoom on it that basically went, it's just like that. Nothing is ever supposed to be out of focus in 3D. That's how you can tell that they put a very limited zoom on it, because all it would do is go like that. But it happens so fast that it just looks all of a sudden like, ooh, that just what happened, you know.
Then it gives you the movement.
It gives you the movement, but you shouldn't go like that. That's a film no-no. And then a lot of times when it doesn't go like that, what they've done is they've cut from, they're like this, they're on soap, and then they're cutting back and forth between the film. You can tell the cuts that are being done. So, but we also did, we actually clean to the end of the picture. What did we see at the end of the picture in the credits?
Let's just put it this way. Oh, on all the Pirates movies, if you did not stay to watch all of the credits and the ending, you missed something.
Yeah.
Just like on this movie.
Well, I can tell you.
Oh, wait a minute, are you talking about all the digital people?
Oh, God, the digital people. I mean, we're talking, there were so many. It's just like you might as well have made a cartoon, there were so many digital.
I mean, I could not believe this. Okay, so part of it is you're watching the credits. Okay, we do this here in LA. They do it in other parts too, but especially here in LA, we sit there and watch all the credits. You know, it's like, oh, we know that and we know that, right?
Yeah.
You know, and so we watch the credits for the actors and actresses in the movie, and actually they weren't that long.
No, the actors' credits are like this. Digital artist credit are.
It went on and on and on for all the
We've got
different.
Digital Light and Magic. We've got every god-awful special effects company in the world doing digital arts for this thing. Which means a lot of the 3D stuff you see wasn't done with the camera, folks. It was back-ended. And you can't, I mean, okay, here's the product deal. If you're gonna back end the 3D thing, just do back-ended. Just don't take the bloody camera out and go, you know, because you know when you do it with the back end?
What?
You know what happens if you back end a 3D picture? It doesn't go.
You know, I was just thinking about something, because I'm looking at this here, right, because we've got the production notes that we're looking at from Disney.
Yeah.
And they talked about the zombies with Blackbird and his crew.
Yeah.
Do you think that's why the CDC came out with a warning on zombies? I mean, the timing was with Pirates of
I
the
don't
Caribbean.
know. I mean, somebody.
Okay, just a side note of fun.
Yeah, they got it. Captain Keek. Okay, I know. Okay, here's the thing. I read a review by somebody that obviously never saw the movie, which is done a lot because this. Okay, you can write the review from the production notes, which I have from the Disney people, and the review simply was that it returns back to this original form of more action, more adventure, more, you know, Jack Sparrow. And it gets rid of all that supernatural stuff that you had in the other movies that permeated the other two movies that made them so bad. Well, guess what, folks? This whole bloody movie after the opening thing is supernatural.
What do you think the Fountain of Youth is?
Yeah.
Oh, and mermaids.
Mermaids, and we've got
zombies.
Zombies, and we've got we have Ian McShane playing, you know, Blackbeard the pirate, with, you know,
With the magic.
With magic.
And voodoo dolls.
He's got a magic sword, and we got magic. There's supernatural stuff everywhere you can see in this movie. Everywhere you can see mermaids turning into humans when they get on land. You know?
Don't they do that?
Yeah, but that's still supernatural stuff. The whole movie, I mean, like the guy has never even seen the first movie. If he'd have seen the first movie, he'd have known Jack Sparrow and Barbarossa are dead. They you know, they had their mortal souls. They're basically ghost ship. So it's a ghost ship, you know. And they, you know, they're trying to come back to life by putting that coin back so they can gain their life back. That's why they drifted away from the fact. How long have they been dead? A long time.
But you know, one of the things I noticed with this movie is they did leave it wide open to do a second one with Penelope Cruz.
Yeah.
Right? But this was number 4. 5 and 6, I think, are being filmed together.
Yeah, 5 and 6, I think, are supposed to be filmed together.
Okay. Is Penelope doing 5 and 6? I
don't know. I know that Cruz and Rush are signed on for 5. So.
Okay.
But see, the trick is they're doing 5 and 6 together. So in a sense, they're 5 and 6. They're signed on for, because what they did was they this movie here was expected to make it was expected to be the highest grossing opening of all of the movies, and it's had a soft opening. They're figuring it's going to open 20 million less than what they originally figured.
But it's a huge blockbuster around the
Across
world. I mean,
They
like,
said, God, the thing has already made back its money around the world.
Yes.
I mean, they
need
said
more pirates.
it's broke. It's basically broke even on production cost already. They figured-
wow, that's a big deal
Yeah, they
for the
said
first weekend.
it should make what was it, $400 to $500 million in its initial run overseas. That's the initial run. That's not counting. These are the main markets. These aren't the little markets. They're rolling it out in the big markets first because they're wanting to. They're front ending the thing because I think they were scared about justifying the really big budget. This is one that.
Well, could you imagine doing 5 and 6 together? How much
Yeah.
that's... I mean, because I think, what was it, Lord of the Rings was the first one that did 2 of
Yeah,
them together.
and the Matrix was the first one that did it.
Was it?
Yeah,
The
they-
first one was done by itself, but wasn't the 2 and 3 Matrix done together?
The 2 and 3 Matrix was done
Okay.
together.
And Lord of the Rings, the first.
And because what happened was they had somebody die on them too,
Oh.
in the Matrix, so they had to go do some shifting around. So when they put it together, they could basically justify the removal of the dead person. But this was one of the most expensive standalone movies ever made because this is a 3D movie. This is not a 2D movie.
Yeah, this is not, I mean, even though there's a lot of digital animators, it's different than Avatar.
Yeah.
Because Avatar,
Avatar
was
Avatar was almost okay.
Entirely, there's a lot of
Because we were talking to one of the before the Academy Awards 2 years ago to one of the cinematographers out there that had to go see the movie. He had to see it in like 5 different forms. He was asking us. He said, "Is this thing a cartoon?" He said, "I don't think it's a motion picture. I think it's a piece of computer animated work," and he didn't think it should be. And they didn't give it the Academy Awards like he thought he should have got for all the work because they didn't take it as a movie. I'm guessing there's probably 3 times more animation and computer work in there than there is human work in this thing.
yeah, if you looked at all of the digital artists that are on there, it's
Yeah. So it's
a ton.
and they cheap-assed out on the end titles.
Yeah, I don't know why they did
I mean, the front
titles look great, the
and
end
then the end
titles.
titles is just a crawl with the people's names on it, just an ordinary flat crawl. And they hired a company that specializes in that to do it. And if they did the front end,
The front end looks so nice, the back end is kind of like, just like,
yeah,
like they ran out of money.
but
But they got everybody, they've got craft services in there,
yeah,
which is the food.
we explain to people why I don't have credits on a lot of what I did. Today, they're giving credits to the guy that goes out and cleans the toilet. If you clean the toilet, you get a credit for it.
They're giving credit to the security person.
Security guys, security personnel, and they tell you the names of security people. Brilliant,
They tell you the names of the companies that did stuff, and then the people from the other companies that did stuff.
And the people that did the things for the people that did the stuff. I mean, the assistant to the assistants.